My friend, you are copying the wrong personal brand strategy, and it's not your fault. It's because you are not the same color. I've built personal brands for hundreds of executives, founders, CEOs, and here's what I've realized. The ones who fail aren't failing because they lack expertise. They're failing because they're trying to be Gary Vee when they're naturally a green. My name is Casey Brown, and I run a 7-figure personal brand agency where we help founders, CEOs, executives, educators, doctors build their personal brand online. I've also built my personal brand online and have gone from a 0 to almost 55,000 followers on LinkedIn in around 18 months. And buckle in, my friend, because over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to position your personal brand based on your natural communication color, so you can finally stop fighting against yourself and start building a personal brand that feels really authentic. Because here's what most people don't understand. There are 4 types of personal brands. And when you try to force yourself into the wrong one, you end up sounding like everyone else, burning out, and wondering why your content isn't working. But when you align your brand with your natural color, everything changes. Your content becomes easier to create, more authentic, and way more effective. So with that, let's break down these colors. Now, this framework is not mine. It comes from Thomas Erickson's book, Surrounded by Idiots, which breaks down how people communicate into 4 colors: red, yellow, green, and blue. And I've adapted this specifically for personal branding for myself and our clients on LinkedIn. Now, here's how it works. As I go through these 4 colors, I want you to think about which one feels most natural to you. Not which one you want to be, which one you naturally are. First, we have the reds. Reds are direct, decisive, results-driven. They don't sugarcoat. They tell you exactly what you need to hear, even if it stings. They're impatient with fluff. They want the bottom line, the ROI, the outcome. Think Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, Alex Hormozi. If you're a red, you probably get frustrated when people beat around the bush. You just want to cut to the chase and get things done. Next, we have the yellows. Yellows are enthusiastic, creative storytellers. They're high energy, optimistic, and they love connecting with people. They're the ones posting behind the scenes content, sharing all their personal stories, making you feel like you're on a journey with them. Think Danielle Canty, Jay Shetty, Tabitha Brown. If you're a yellow, you probably light up when you're talking to people, and you love making content that feels fun and engaging. Then we have the greens. The greens are calm, supportive, empathetic. They value community over competition. They're patient, they're inclusive, and they genuinely care about lifting others up. They don't like conflict or aggressive sales tactics. Think Brene Brown, Simon Sinek, Mel Robbins. If you're green, you probably care more about relationships than results, and you want your content to feel helpful and supportive. And finally, we have the blues. Blues are analytical, detail-oriented, data-driven. They don't make claims without evidence. They build credibility through expertise, frameworks, and deep research. Think Adam Grant, Malcolm Gladwell, Cal Newport. If you're a blue, you probably get frustrated when people make sweeping claims without backing them up with data. You want substance, not hype. Now, here's the problem. Most people try to build a personal brand that looks like someone else's, usually a red, because reds tend to dominate the space. But if you're not naturally a red, that strategy is going to feel so exhausting and inauthentic, and your audience will sense it. Here's what happens. You see Gary Vee crushing it with his bold, in-your-face, no BS content, and you think, all right, I guess I need to do that. So you start posting direct, punchy statements. You try to be controversial. You try to call people out. But if you're naturally a green or a yellow, it feels forced. It doesn't sound like you, and your people, your audience can tell. I had a client, let's call her Sarah. She's a consultant, a leadership consultant, brilliant at what she does. But she was trying to build a Gary Vee style brand, posting things like, stop making excuses, you're not working hard enough. And her content wasn't working. She'd maybe get like 10 likes per post, she was burning out, and she hated creating content. So I asked her one question, does this feel like you? And she said, no, but this is what I see everyone else doing. So here's what we did. We shifted her entire brand to a green approach. Instead of stop making excuses, she started posting things like, here's how I support my team through transitions. And leadership isn't about pushing harder, it's about creating space for your people to grow. Her engagement tripled. Her content started converting. And most importantly, she actually enjoyed creating content again. This is a trap that most people fall into. They think there's only one way to build a personal brand. And usually that is a red approach, because reds are loud, they're visible, they dominate. But here's the truth. You can build a massively successful personal brand with any color. You just have to lean into your color, not someone else's. Because when you try to be someone you're not, two things are gonna happen, my friend. Number one, you're gonna burn out because it takes so much energy to pretend. Number two, your audience doesn't trust you because they can sense inauthenticity. But when you align your brand with your natural communication style, everything becomes easier. You create content faster, it feels more authentic, and your audience actually connects with you. So now let's get tactical. I'm gonna break down exactly how to position your brand based on each color. And as I go through this, I want you to identify which one resonates most with you. So if you're a red, you need to build an authority brand. Your brand should be direct, results-driven, and unapologetic. So this needs to be your content strategy. Lead with outcomes, not process. Use bold, contrarian statements. Call out what's broken in your industry. Share specific numbers and results. Keep content punchy and to the point. Here are some hook examples. Everyone's telling you to be patient. That's bad advice. Here's why. I'm gonna lose some followers for this, but someone needs to say it. Your problem isn't time, it's priorities. Your LinkedIn profile can look something like this, a headline that is focused on results. I help founders add 50K MRR in 90 days. The about section should be short, direct, no fluff. And the featured section should be case studies, testimonials, ROI, some common mistakes, because these people in the reds can make mistakes too. They come off as too aggressive or cold. They don't show enough vulnerability. They alienate people who need more warmth. So here's the fix, and here's how to not make those mistakes. Even as a red, I want you to sprinkle in some occasional vulnerability. Show the results of your methods, but also acknowledge the human side occasionally. This will help you win. Now, if you're a yellow, you need to build a personality brand. Your brand should be energetic, story-driven, and relatable. So here's your content strategy. Start with personal stories. Use behind-the-scenes content. Show your personality and quirks. Create content that feels like a conversation. Use high energy and enthusiasm. Some hook examples could be like, can I be honest? I almost quit last week. Here's what changed my mind. This is gonna sound crazy, but hear me out. Nobody's talking about this, and I think that's a huge mistake. Your LinkedIn profile should look a little bit like this. Your headline is conversational. I help introverts build personal brands they actually enjoy. Your about section tells your story. It shows your personality. And your featured section is videos, behind-the-scene content. Some common mistakes, though, that the yellows will make is too much storytelling without takeaways. They often can lack structure or clear CTAs, and they come off as all talk, no substance sometimes. So here's the fix. For every story, include one clear actionable lesson. Give your audience something they can actually implement. This is how you build a magnetic personal brand. Now, if you are a green, you need to build a community brand. Your brand should be supportive, inclusive, and collaborative. Here's your content strategy. Use we language instead of I language. Share how you support and empower others. Create content that makes people feel safe. Focus on relationships over transactions, and show empathy and understanding. Here's some hook examples for you. Here's what nobody tells you about building a business while dealing with imposter syndrome. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, this is for you. Let's talk about why hustle harder advice doesn't work for everyone. Your LinkedIn profile can look something like this. Your headline is inclusive, building brands with heart. Let's grow together. The about section focuses on your mission and your values. Your featured section focuses on community highlights and collaboration stories. Some mistakes that the greens make are avoiding any controversial takes, so you blend in, not selling because it feels pushy, and being too nice and not establishing authority. So here's how we fix this. You can be supportive and have strong opinions. Stand for something. Your audience wants to know what you believe in, so do not shy away from that. And now, if you are a blue, you need to build an expertise brand. Your brand should be research-driven, data-backed, and credible. Here's what your content strategy can look like. Lead with frameworks and systems. Back up every claim with data. Create in-depth, long-form content. Share your research and methodology. Use precise language. Some hook examples for you. I analyzed 500 LinkedIn profiles. Here's what the top 5% do differently. Everyone's talking about personal branding. Here's what the research actually says. I spent 6 months testing this framework. Here are the exact results. Your LinkedIn profile can look something like this. Your headline is credible, data-driven personal brand strategist, published researcher. Your about section highlights your credentials and methodology, your results. Your featured section is your research, your white papers, your deep dive articles. Some common blue mistakes is that they overcomplicate everything. They make content so dense that people just don't engage, and they forget to show their personality. And here's how you fix this. Even as a blue, you need to make your content digestible. Please use simple language. Break down your frameworks into bite-sized pieces that people can actually understand. Now, here's the reality. You're probably not 100% one color. Most people are a mix. I'm personally a little red, yellow, and a little blue. I love storytelling and connecting with people, but I also like to get to the point and drive results. So your job is to figure out your primary color, the one that feels most natural, and then sprinkle in elements of your secondary or tertiary colors. But the key is to lead with your primary. Don't try to be all 4 colors at once. That's how you end up with a bland, forgettable brand that sounds like everyone else in the market. So here's what I want you to do right now. Step 1, I want you to identify your primary color. Ask yourself, am I more introverted or extroverted? Introverted is probably blue or green. Extroverted is red or yellow. Am I more logical or emotional? Logic is red or blue. Emotion is yellow or green. Do I prefer direct communication or storytelling? Direct is going to be a red or a blue. Story is yellow or green. Step 2, audit your current content. Go look at your last 10 posts. Are they aligned with your color, or are you trying to be somebody else, somebody that you're not? Rewrite your headline on LinkedIn and your about section to match your color. Now, the last step, step 4, I want you to create your next 5 pieces of content using your color strategy. And here's what's going to happen when you do this. First, creating content is going to feel a lot more easier. You're not going to have to force yourself to sound a certain way anymore. Second, your audience is going to respond better because authenticity is magnetic. People can tell when you're being real versus pretending. And third, you're going to start standing out because right now, 90% of people on LinkedIn are trying to sound like the same 10 influencers. But when you build a brand that's aligned with your natural style, you're going to sound different. And that difference is what makes people stop scrolling and pay attention. So here's my challenge to you, my friend. Stop trying to be like Gary Vee. Stop trying to be whoever you think you're supposed to be and start building a brand that actually sounds like you. Because the truth is, there's no such thing as the best personal brand strategy. There's only the strategy that works for you. So I want to do some research. Drop a comment and let me know what color you think you are so I can see what the vibe of our audience is over here. Are you a red? Are you a yellow? Are you a green? And also my second ask to you, my friend, is that you click subscribe. I am trying to show my team that we should spend more time over here on YouTube, i.e. me step away from some meetings and spend more time on YouTube videos. But even as a CEO, I like to provide proof. So I want to show them how much we've grown over here. So if you can, please subscribe. It'll help me help you even more. With that, my friend, I'll see you in the next one.